Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Tuesday. It is also almost 8 o'clock Eastern. Um, Tuesday, March 19th. So we get a sense here of what's going on in the markets. We did have a little bit of activity this morning. Um, I explained on last week's Market Pulse on-chain version about the long liquidations, how people were paying a premium to go long. So now we have, leading up to at least in the United States, for those of you who are watching here, the FOMC meeting of stands for Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, um, today and the 20th. The 20th being of major interest because that is when Jerome Powell will speak. And all eyes will be on watching Jerome, JP, as they call him as well. So, the markets are, at least risk on assets, and just really the overall stock market has been pulling back, just kind of hanging out. And as we see here, Bitcoin has been doing that. But before I get into just the charts and all the good stuff with the TA, I do want to talk about something that has been referenced a few times during these market pulse sessions, is about Japan. So Japan is finally raising rates. They went from negative rates to now actually having rates that are going up. I believe it's only 0.1%, in which rates will go high, but it is definitely something to keep watch of because Japan will do, excuse my voice, by the way, kind of battling something here, but Japan will do what Japan needs to do for its economy. Now, they are not only part of the global financial system, but they're a key partner financially when it comes to U.S. bonds. And when, I believe our rate right now, the U.S. interest rate is at 5.5%. And that makes bonds very attractive to investors because the high interest rates typically leads to higher yields on newly issued bonds. But they have to be careful because the existing bondholders with lower interest rates will see a price decrease. And Japan has been, a huge bond buyer, along with many others out there. So now that the Bank of Japan goes from rates from negative to positive, Japan's bonds may start to become more attractive to domestic and international investors. And this could potentially lead to a shift in demand away from U.S. bonds. So the shift could actually be more pronounced if the Japanese rates become competitive enough to offer a viable alternative to U.S. bonds, considering the risk to return trade-off. So this is just something to keep watch. This is why I take a look at Japan. This is why I mentioned the Nikkei and just what's happening over there. If we take a look at the Japan USD right here, nothing really active at the moment, but let me span this out here on a monthly. So we could see a strength just from a pure technical perspective. This is bound to at least retrace up a few and then really get some strength here. So this, again, just something to keep watch of. So let's get to our crypto. Again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everyone's hanging out at certain price levels based off Jerome Powell. So if we take a look at the entire crypto market overall, again, excuse me. Now on the monthly, so every monthly candle is representative of a month, but that also will indicate a trend that is, excuse me, 6 months, man, 6 months to a year outwards. So This candle that you see here on the monthly is looking like a topping tail candle, which is bearish and is what it is, a topping tail, meaning the market could potentially top out for 3 to 6 months out. You know what I'm saying? So just something to keep watch here, how this closes in March, because this is a monthly candle. If the body of this candle gets slightly below prior month's wick, then I mean, you definitely have a bearish topping tail here. So let's take a look at the altcoin market. Again, something similar. I still see a double bottom pattern. So again, that's a bullish pattern, but you go up, you touch the neckline, then you pull back, and then you go up. So we'll see how that plays out. It is looking that way at the moment for altcoins. So again, wouldn't be surprised if we get huge retracements back before making a huge run up there. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. For those of you in MATIC Academy, I went over this past weekend where you take a look at historical halving patterns and you take a look at Bitcoin's price and kind of just did a probability. So those of you in the community that have been that missed that session, it's in your library under the CFAC live sessions, the crypto fundamental analysis course sessions, the most recent video, the 17th, March 17th, where I go over the probabilities, the range in which Bitcoin could potentially drop, plus or minus, and then how long we stay trading sideways, I feel, before we make the run up after the halving. So, but in the meantime, Bitcoin is also showing a topping tail. So just keep in mind on that. Right now, like I said, everything's just hanging out here until the FOMC meeting. Ethereum is a topping tail. So here is your topping tail right here. This is it. So this is bearish, and this is again showing a double bottom, which makes sense because if the total 3 is showing that, then the leader of the altcoin space, Ethereum, is reflective of that pattern because it garners a good percentage of the altcoin market currently. So, again, we are overdue for a pullback, but seeing the same type of bearish patterns on Ethereum. The U.S. markets are not open yet, but I will take a look at the Nikkei. The Nikkei, the Tokyo exchange, had a nice gain here today based off rates, based off of the outlook from the BOJ, the Bank of Japan. So yeah, it's something to just keep watch of, what have you. The VIX is getting volatile. Let's go back to, let's look at this on a daily. So again, we're bouncing. Like I said, I marked this trend line out. We've been bouncing along that line. Bounce, bounce, bounce. We'll see if we hold here and then we get a shift in the VIX. So volatility starts to climb. Then we'll get more discounts on risk on assets. That includes Bitcoin. That includes the tech stocks as well. Bringing things in line. Remember, when the VIX is high, it's time to buy. High is like 22 and above. That's when you start to see opportunities. 22 and above on the VIX. When the VIX is low, as the saying goes, it's time to go. So that's the VIX. The Bitcoin ETFs, not going to go over those. Basically, whatever Bitcoin's doing, these ETFs will show the same thing. That includes proxies like MicroStrategy and whatnot. Went over here, the Bank of Japan. So Tencent, this was one company that had a earnings call. I believe they produced, their earnings is announced. They just had one today. They did good on revenue. Earnings was a miss. So, right now, pre-market, it's trading higher. If you were looking for levels to enter, let's say right here, $9 mark off the earnings revenue miss. Let's take a look at a shorter time frame here in the 4-hour. So yeah, you could also get in 971, but we'll definitely watch that level and see it does trend on that line, the 200 moving average, but we have to see how the markets do at the open before going further there. I wouldn't make a play on this actually until I would get more data on this particular company. Let's see, inflection on this. This is the inflection line, by the way. So if it breaks this and holds below, then this is more of a bearish sign. Clearly with equities, you want to do a DCF, discounted cash flow model, and marry the numbers based off the technical charts you see here. Just FYI, you don't want to be purely technical on a lot of equities, but it does help. So like I said, this is the inflection line. Drops below, this is where buying opportunities can present itself for Tencent Music Group, Tango, Mike, Echo. All right, let's go to the meme coins. Here is SHIB. Shiba Inu is pulling back. For all you SHIB fans, probably expect it to go to the 4 zeros and a 1 number down here, this down below number. You're looking to get in for an opportunity to buy. So that's what we have on SHIB. Again, we have these long candles here on a weekly, and these are liquidity vacuums. So as you saw when Shiba Inu really started to pump back here, back in 21, it pumped, had these long candles, but it has no footing. There's no real foundation here. So when it rolls over, it will capture all this move again. And this is the pattern. Same here. It's going to run all the way up, and then it's going to fall right back down to these low levels here. So just be mindful of your entries, and be smart. You know, don't be a top buyer. Don't be a FOMO buyer. All right, let's move to MATIC. MATIC is hanging out at a fib level right now. The 0.35 fib retracement, which is around 94 cents. And it too is, yeah, that's, you kind of would have to say, all right, let's see what MATIC does. I don't see a buy opportunity right now on MATIC. It is getting close to inflection right here. So looking at this on the monthly, I would wait and see if it holds 86 cents. And if it doesn't hold 86 cents, it has a higher probability of dropping below inflection point, and there could be opportunities there at 66 cents, potentially lower, to get a good entry. So that is Polygon, MATIC. Same thing with the graph here. Let's take a look at the graph on a daily. So the graph is getting close to inflection. Had a nice run up. Again, look, this long candle, but it's going to capture back all of that. And here's another long candle. So I would expect it to break inflection, which could present some buying opportunities in the 27-cent range as we get closer to this 200-day moving average, and then at 19 cents. And then you can kind of see from there how you want to average in. XLM, Stellar Loomis. Here's another one, which is already below inflection. So it's technically in a bearish trend now. And I would just, if you're looking to get an entry, this is a time to start looking. And, playing the levels, maybe 9 cents down here. 9 cents for another opportunity. You could have multiple floors to acquire. So you got 10 cents, 9 cents. And if we go further out, yeah, so, but right now this is an opportunity. It's below inflection. If you're looking to get a position in XLM, here's your opportunity here. Theta, the Theta network, Theta is on inflection. So this is a critical support and resistance level for Theta. If you see back here, touch, bounce, touch, bounce. Touch, breaks through, comes back to that level, doesn't break through it, drops. So again, this is an important support and resistance level on Theta at the 256 mark, at the basically the $0.50 mark. And if you know anything about trading or technical analysis, if you break the $0.50 mark, then you're more than likely going to go to the whole dollar mark. So down here. So just keep an eye on it. I would wait and see. I mean, this is a good chance to potentially get a starter position, but I wouldn't do my whole bag here on Theta since it's so close to confirming a bearish trend right now. And then lastly is Doge. Dogecoin is pulling back. Again, all these run-ups, and it's recapturing all these pockets of liquidity. These are liquidity vacuums. And, you know, I would wait and see. It's in no man's land at the moment, in my opinion. So if it gets back over 14 cents and holds, you could have you'll have room to run up to the 17-cent mark. And then wait and see. But if it can't capture that, if it can't go higher, then 8 cents would be a good opportunity to get an entry on that 8 cents, 9 cents level zone. And then wait, because below 8 cents, then it's officially in a bearish trend. And, you can get a better entry price there. So again, don't unload your whole bag during these dips. Just average in, nibble each time, have your levels marked out, and what have you. So again, everyone's wait and see until the 20th when Jerome Powell talks. The crypto markets really aren't doing anything spectacular. Same thing with equities. Even Nvidia is pulling back. So yeah, come join us at My Tech Academy. You've been listening to a raspy voice Bruce here. But nonetheless, still bringing you value and whatnot. We also have Chuck, our IT guru, and then lead instructor Eli up here. So we got free trials. Come join us. We all have lots to offer and information to share, and I hope you have a great Tuesday.